Happy day everyone. In the last video we have discussed till Ascalimenthus. Today we will be continuing from the phylum Annelida. Let's get into the video. So talking about Annelida, they are either aquatic, terrestrial, and they are either free living or parasitic. So they have a special property of metamerism. As we discussed in the introduction video of Animal Kingdom, metamerism means the serial repetition of external or internal organs. So that segments are also called as metameres. That's the name metamerism. And in Latin, annals means little ring. That's why the name. And talking about the muscles, they have a longitudinal and circular muscles which are helping them for the locomotion. But in case of aquatic, this AQ represent aquatic annelids. They example Nereis, they have a parapodia, pair of legs, appendages which help them in the swimming. So in case of Nereis, which is an aquatic annelid, they have parapodia which helps them in swimming. This Nereis is dioecious, which means both male and female are not in the same individual, they are different. But in case of earthworm and leeches, they are monoecious, which means they are both female and male are in the same individual. Okay, so the circulatory system is closed, and they're talking about the nephridia. Nephridia is a special cell which helps them in osmoregulation and excretion. In Platyhelminthes, we saw the flame cells are helping them in osmoregulation and excretion. But talking here about the Annelida, the nephridia will be playing the osmoregulation and excretion role here. And talking about the neural system, they have a paired ganglia which are connected to the double ventral nerve cord. And these are the examples of Annelida. Let's talk about the Arthropoda. These are the largest phylum of the animal kingdom, the all named species. These are largest because they also include insect. As you all know, insects are the largest one among the named species of the animal kingdom. Thus, the Arthropoda are largest phylum. Among like if we say in a number, in a mathematical way, among 2/3 of named species are Arthropoda only in the animal kingdom. So they're talking about the skeleton. They are made up of chitin exoskeleton, and they are divided into head, thorax and abdomen. Their body is divided into 3 parts, and they are also having joint appendages. So here, orthos means joint. They have the joint appendage, and poda means appendage. This orthos plus poda, they are called as arthropoda. Then talking about their respiratory organs, they have gills, buccal and tracheal system. So all these are help them in the respiratory functions. And talking about the circulatory system, it is open. In case of Annelida, we saw it is closed, but here it is open. And they have a sensory organs as antenna, eyes, which are either compound and simple, and they have some special cell called statocyst which helps them in balancing their body. Okay, this antenna you might have noticed in cockroaches. If you look at them closely, when we are trying to catch them, we can see their antennas very well, which help them. These are the sensory organs. And talking about the excretion, these are done by Malpighian tubules. In case of Arthropoda, they have something special called Malpighian tubules which take care of the excretion, and they are dioecious and oviparous, which means they lay eggs. Let's talk about mollusca. So talking about the mollusca, they are the second largest phylum. Okay, Arthropoda is the first largest phylum and mollusca is the second largest. And talking about the habitat, they may be either terrestrial and also aquatic. And their body is covered of calcareous cell. In case of Arthropoda, we saw it is made up of chitin. So you have to remember for each phylum what is their body is made up of. So they are calcareous. And talking about their body, they are also not unsegmented. They are also unsegmented. Their body is not segmented properly. Okay, and they have a distinct head, muscular foot, and a visceral hump. In this visceral hump, over this we have a soft and spongy layer called as mantle. The space between a mantle and the visceral hump is called as mantle cavity. So over the visceral hump we have a mantle, and space between the mantle and the visceral hump is called as mantle cavity. And talking about this mantle cavity, they have gills which are like feather like, which helps them in the respiration. And in case of mollusca, the sensory organ is present in the anterior head, which is called as tentacle. And in the mouth, they have a file-like rasping organ which is help them for feeding, that is called as radula. And they are dioecious and also oviparous, and these are the examples. So before moving to the further phylums, we will be quickly revise Annelida, Arthropoda and mollusca. In case of Annelida, they are aquatic and terrestrial. The main is their metameres, and they perform metamerism. The metamerism is also called as segments, and the meaning of annals means written ring, and they have a special parapodia in case of aquatic annelids. They have closed circulatory system, and they have nephridia, which helps them in osmoregulation and excretion, and in the neural system they have a paired ganglia. Okay, and talking about the arthropoda, they are the first largest phylum, and they have a chitin body, and it is divided into head, thorax, and abdomen, and they have joint appendages. For the respiratory, they will be using gills, book lungs, and also tracheal system. In case of circulatory system, it is open, and sensory organs like antenna, eyes are present, and malphizian tubules helps them in excretion. And talking about the mollusca, they are the second largest, and they have calcareous shell covering their body, and they have head, muscular foot, and visceral. They have something called mantle cavity, in which they have gills which are help them for respiration, and they also have a sensory organ called tentacle, and radula helps them in feeding the food.